Hey guys, how's it going? So, first off, editor John, cue the sad music. I need to apologize. At the end of the last Mould 27 video, if you missed that video, you can check it out up here. At the end of that video, I had said, next up in the series will be drywall, plaster, and painting. There will be no painting this week. That's it. This week I am getting the new drywall installed and the seams plastered. I didn't get a whole lot of video of the drywall installation since I had my father-in-law and brother-in-law over to help me get the bigger sheets up, and they didn't want to be on video, which is fine. So the next day I got the small sections we left in the closet finished. Since the closet is 4 feet wide, this section was easy to install as I had a few offcuts left from the other sheets. All I needed to do here was screw it into place with a screw every 12 inches or so. Then with it installed, I score along the back against the framing with the utility knife, snap the drywall, and cut the other side with the utility knife as well. Then the extra happened to fit on the bottom side of the bulkhead, so that was a quick and easy install as well. Drywall can be a bit finicky since there is some structure to it, right up until there isn't. You really can't force it into place anywhere, at least for me. If you try to force it, 9 out of 10 times you'll just snap the piece and then have to start over anyways. I found it's easiest to measure on the short side sometimes and fill what you have to with plaster. Speaking of plaster, that's something that's a huge pain in the ass. After the drywall is installed and the last of the forgotten screws are screwed in, it's time for plaster. But before I get to that, something I like to do particularly when patching into existing drywall, or if you have the short side of the drywall sheet, is to cut the corner of the drywall off. This way the ragged cut end is removed and I find it leaves a cleaner edge to feather the plaster into at the end of the day. So after I get the chamfering done, I crack open the plaster bucket, mix it up a bit since it was slightly separated, and start filling in the screw holes. With the screw holes covered in their first coat of plaster, I grab the plaster mesh tape and start taping down and plastering the seams. You can get both paper and mesh tape. I much prefer the mesh tape as it works its way into the plaster better. I've tried to use the paper tape a couple times in the past, and every time I've used it, it's bubbled up again and I've had to cut it out and start all over. Basically, my method for the seams is to slap on a bunch of plaster with the smaller scraper to get it on the wall, and then come back with the big scraper and spread it and feather it into the wall until you have a smoothish finish. This is only the first coat, so it doesn't need to be perfect at this time. So now it's the next day and everything has its first coat of plaster on and everything is dried. I throw a new filter into my air cleaner I brought in from the garage. If you missed that video, you can check it out up here. Break out the palm sander and go to town sanding everything smooth, right up until my sander completely seized up on me.
So I have no idea how properly you can hear me or not, but I just finished the third coat of plaster. So hopefully I'll be done this pretty soon. Or done the plaster anyway, and then I can move on to painting. And then I can do the floor. Oops. The floor in all these different areas, because this is getting to be a giant pain in the ass that it's taking this long. I hate plastering. It takes forever and it's messy. So, oh well. Moving on.
So, a new sander, 3 plaster coats, and a ½ inch of plaster dust covering everything in the basement later. I break out the vacuums to get the plaster dust up off the floors, walls, and get a little bit of prep done for paint. And with that, I'm going to call this a video. Next up in the Mould 2017 series will be the flooring. No lying this time. So, thank you guys for watching, and if you like what I'm doing here, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more. If you have any questions or comments, I look forward to reading them in the comment section below. And if you want to see more current projects, you can follow me on Instagram at Schreiner. Otherwise, I hope to see you in the next video, and have a good one.